Frozen chips? No. Who needs them? Let's make our own homemade frozen chips. Hello everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks a million again for all your support so far. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. It's an absolutely beautiful sunny weekend here. It's a bank holiday here in Ireland this weekend, and I hope you're all going to enjoy it, barbecue. And I'm going to make some homemade frozen chips. Why make homemade frozen chips, I hear you say, Nicola, when you can have the convenience of actually going to the supermarket and buying them? I'll tell you why. Oh, the humble spud. This is a rooster, by the way. Being Irish, this has to be one of my favourite ingredients to actually cook with. And I think they're completely underrated as a vegetable, aren't they? I make my own homemade frozen chips, and I have been doing this method for several years now. I love making my own homemade chips because I know exactly how many of you make your own homemade chips anyway. Over the last 6 years, I've been asked very, very many times. I think it has to be my most requested video or recipe to actually show people how I make my own chips. But the best way to make your own chips and to cook them is to actually cook them from frozen. So what potatoes do I use? Well, if I have potatoes to use up, this is a rooster. It's a red potato. It holds the structure well together when it's actually cooking because we're going to parboil these and then we're going to freeze them. These chips you can now buy, which are already cut for you. And it saves you peeling your spuds. I mean, you know, just that in itself, not having to peel a potato. So that's it. I have these ones prepared from earlier, and I've had them soaking in water for about an hour and a half, I would say. And we're going to pop these onto the hob now and parboil them. These ones, they're pretty chunky, and I'm going to parboil these for about 5 to 6 minutes. If you have a French fry, I would do them for 2 to 3 minutes because they are so small. They're literally, you'll have mashed potato instead. So we're going to turn on our hob here now and pop in the potatoes. I'm just going to drain the water off these first. Pop these in, and I'm going to use water from the kettle. So it's just boiled water. And I like to cover my potatoes fully with the water. Now, and these are going to parboil away for about 5 to 6 minutes. I'm going to check them. I just use a knife and I know exactly when they're ready to come out. I'm going to drain them, and then they are going to be left to cool fully. And then I'll be back to show you the next steps. So when the chips have been parboiled, left to cool completely, they'll be like this. And as you can see, they still have a little bit of movement, but they are not going to fall apart, and they're not going to be like this little bad boy. He's a flowery one, but it's okay. We'll work with him. It's fine. What we're going to do next is we're going to drizzle some olive oil on them. Now you have two options. You can take a sheet pan and freeze the chips like this out flat, if you have the space in your freezer to pop a tray in like this. I don't, because my treasure trove of a freezer is actually quite full at the minute, and I won't actually fit it in, and it's a chest freezer, so there's no shelving in it. But if you have that option, this is the best option to do for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a Ziploc bag to freeze mine in. Now you can use a lunchbox, either just have a large lunchbox that you can actually, that you have enough space in it. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to take my other pan actually. I'm going to pop them in, and I'm going to drizzle with olive oil. You can actually season them now at this stage as well, with salt and pepper or some chip seasoning, whatever you fancy. But I like to do it actually when they're cooking, to be honest with you. So once the chips are fully coated in oil, and this is a very important step, because if they are not coated in oil, or whatever oil you choose to use, they will turn black in the oven. So it's very important to coat them with the oil and fully coat them to make sure that they are to the Ziploc bag, like so. To be honest with you, this is taking me way longer than it actually takes to do. Like, honestly, it takes the 5 minutes, let them cool for about a half an hour, go off and do your bits and bobs and jobs, or go and do the shopping, whatever you need to do, and come back, cover them in the oil, and then pop them into your Ziploc bag. Make sure all the air is out of them as well. And what I do is I flatten them out. Now, if you do them like this is the best option, because you can just take them out then and pop them into your lunchbox or Ziploc bag, and they won't be stuck together. But if you do it like this, they will be stuck together. But honestly, I have some here that I have prepared in the freezer. Give them a bang off the worktop. Honest to God, it works every time. And we're going to cook these now. These are going to go into the freezer, and then you can use them whenever you want, basically. I'm going to cook these ones, and today I'm going to use a sheet pan, and I'm going to preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, fan oven, and I'm going to put them on the sheet pan, or if you want, like I have, an air fryer. Not necessary though to have an amazing chip. It's not necessary. So I'm going to put the chips out, and this is actually literally all the chips that I had left. So it was good that we did this today, and I got to make my batch of frozen
Could swear it's been 700 degrees in here since you...
And they are done. Look how delicious they are. The perfect crispy chip. Plenty of salt and vinegar. If you don't like vinegar on your chips, we can have friends. I really hope you enjoy making them as much as I do every week. I make these as part of my kind of a meal prep for the week ahead, and that is for my freezer prep. These are must on my list every week, and I hope you enjoy making them as much as I do. They are the perfect chip that you can make at home, just like your fish and chip shop, just like the frozen chip, only 10 times nicer, and without anything extra added, only what you've put in yourself. We are going to have some delicious barbecue pulled pork tonight with some homemade egg fried rice, which the video for is on my IGTV on Instagram. You can follow me at The Naked Blondie. I dropped the chips. Oh, that's real life, you know. You can set everything up here, but yeah, that's real life for you. The tea towel actually just fell off my shoulder a few minutes ago. Anyway, I hope you all have a great week. I really do. And thanks a million again for all your support. If you haven't already, I'd love if you could subscribe and click the bell, and it will give you notifications when I upload a new video to YouTube. My next video is going to be how I make my own homemade almond butter and my own homemade Nutella. So I will see you all very, very soon. Like, can I wait till I make the pulled pork and the egg fried rice?